What'd you get out of this summer training with George and Rob down in Nashville?
It was a great experience. Obviously being around the best tight ends in the league, all that's going to rub off on you. And I guess one thing I took from it was just kind of the mentality of going into workouts, going into camp, just trying to get ready for games, trying to get ready for the season. Just one thing I didn't realize is how much time they spend just taking care of their body. So that was one thing that I definitely took away, was just that aspect, the rehabs, the yoga, and just all that stuff, just how much they put into it. Obviously I was out there, so I saw, their regimen and everything they did, and I was able to take part of that. So that's definitely something I've tried to instill into my life now, and trying to, because like they say, your body is it's how you get paid. It's how you play for as long as you can. So it's definitely something I've taken into account.
You taking a moment to reflect on what happened last year? Your story is pretty remarkable.
Starting from the beginning of 2020, or?
Well, just after 2020 was over, did you take a chance, to sit back and, I don't know if you exhale or not, but.
Not really. They told us to take like a couple weeks off, and if I'm being honest, I was back in the gym maybe like 5-6 days after I got back home, because I don't know if you've ever been to West Des Moines, Iowa, but it gets kind of boring, especially when it's winter. There's not much to do. So now I dove back in, just kind of excited for this season, trying to get ready, trying to get my body back right. And I don't think I really took much time to think about it, because if you live in the past too long, you don't see what you have coming in front of you. And just the idea of getting to have a full camp and OTAs and all that was just extremely exciting, versus coming in week 4, week 5 last year and trying to have to digest the whole playbook, just everything at once. Just being able to get this opportunity was great, and it just made me want to get back to working out like as soon as possible.
Yeah, but Don, what I thought was amazing is one night this guy's working at a club in Des Moines, and about 2-3 weeks later, folks are watching a Packers game and he's catching touchdown passes. That's quite a transformation.
Yeah, definitely a different way of going to sleep at night, versus 10:30 versus maybe a little bit later. But no, all of that was taken into account. I just had that mindset of I wasn't trying to go back home. I wanted to do this for as long as I can, and I had a little bit of taste during camp with the Colts, and that made me even more hungry than I ever was. So getting the opportunity to come out here and be on the practice squad, I was going to take every bit of that opportunity I had and make the most of it, and come in every day and spend hours and hours in the building and at home just digesting the whole playbook and everything, and meetings on meetings, and just trying to do everything I could to stay here for as long as I can. And that's still my mentality, because obviously, as we all know, nothing is ever certain until you're 16, 17 years in, like Mr. Mercedes Lewis. So until then, I kind of just have that mentality of just to stay hungry.
Last year, Aaron Rodgers seemed to take so much joy in being able to find you for that touchdown in Chicago. At the time, he talked about how you are a guy who does it right, practices right, and it's good to see that rewarded. What has it meant to you that a 3-time MVP has thought so highly of your work ethic, even though you haven't been here nearly as long as the 17 years he's been?
Obviously, you're gonna react to that. I was definitely happy to hear, kind of our leader, not kind of, our leader of the team say that about you. You're gonna react, you're gonna get excited, and honestly, it was just more motivating than anything to hear things like that from 12, from 17, from anybody in the tight end room that just has positive things to say. Like, it's just motivation, because if they believe in you, it's easy to believe in yourself, because obviously they've been here for years and years. Like you said, 3-time MVP, won Super Bowls. Like, they know what it takes to be great. So if they see that in you, then it's just the biggest push and the biggest motivation you could possibly have.
You're a tight end, and that obviously comes with its own set of drills when you're training in the off season. But you know that special teams is going to be huge to making the roster, getting a job, and all that.
Yeah.
How do you train for that in the off season? How do you train for special teams?
You don't, to be honest, because special teams is a mentality in my mind, because obviously it's only 8 reps a game, but you have to give absolutely everything you have on every single one of those reps, because I mean, as we all know, special teams sometimes is the make or break of people's season. Like, those special teams plays can either help you win a game, lose a game, win Super Bowl, lose a Super Bowl, any of that. So it's kind of a mentality to just realize that, yeah, you don't have many reps, but you have to lock in every time you're out there because you're not getting that many reps. So for me, it's definitely a mentality point. And then obviously you got to study the play, study your opponent. But if you're going out there and you're ready for it and you're like, okay, I get these amount of reps and I'm going to do everything I can to win this rep and win the next rep, and after that, like, you're going to have a good special teams unit and you're going to be a good special teams player.
Did you happen to stop by that Rooftop Bar at the end of the season, after the season, get to hear us welcome? The place where good work?
Yeah, went back and said hi. I mean, they asked me if I was back in town, so I was like, yeah. They asked me to come out just to say hi to some of my friends. I've known a lot of those people since I grew up, so definitely a family environment. Was able to go back and, just have a good time with some familiar faces.
They didn't ask you to pick up a shift or two, did they?
I think those times are over,
Good for you.
luckily.
You mentioned the off-season program. What does this mean now, being able to actually have a preseason game coming up to kind of look at, and for you being able to potentially get a few more reps than you saw during the regular season last year?
I think it definitely gives me an opportunity to learn the game from the bigger picture versus, okay, it's this play, what do I have? What do I do on this play? But now I get to know why. Why am I doing this? Why does this help the scheme? I get to see it from that point of view. So being able to have these preseason games and have OTAs, you're getting free reps. And you're getting able to get the footing right, get your hand placement right and all that, and getting to learn how to strike with your hands or keep running your feet, just all those free reps that you're getting right now, that's going to pay off when the actual season gets here. So being able to have camps and OTAs and preseason, like you said, it's just you're able to grow as a player, and that's beyond just your position and your route or your run blocking scheme. Like, you get to learn the whole, you get to see the big picture for it.
Dominique, so following up on Wes's question there, I don't want to speak for everybody, but most of us are storytellers here, and we obviously love your story because it's a really good story, but you can't live in the past, like you said. But what about last year's experience allows you to take advantage of the stuff you were just talking about? The having been here before, now you're able to do more with these opportunities now, right? Or how do you kind of view what last year does for you in the present?
Definitely gives, from personally, it definitely gives me a lot of confidence. I've done it before, and your teammates believe in you. I was able to compete we're at the elite level. Being able to compete last season, that definitely gives me the confidence to go out and continue to do it, and not only do that, but get better at what I was doing. Be able to look at the film last year. Okay, yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but can I do that even better? And can I just keep growing as a player year in and year out, play after play, game after game, just finding ways to get better and just having that confidence to keep going out there and just try to push myself every day in practice, as well as push myself in meeting rooms, asking different questions. I know J.O. loves to play the what-if game. You got a play, but, okay, what if this happens? Now you kind of have to think on the fly. So being able to do things like that is definitely going to help me progress as a player.
I'm sure every position room has guys that are different, but your room, it just seems like there's such a really interesting cross-section of different types. Do you get that vibe being in there? Am I wrong about that?
I mean, that height range is 6'8" to 6'1", from year 17 to a rookie. So, I mean, yeah, that's J.O. jokes and says, like, we're the room of the misfits, the people that nobody wants, because we're all just kind of different body types. We play different positions. I play fullback and tight end, and Rob plays just tight end and some receiver, and we're just kind of all over the place. But I feel like that's just what's so special about our room is we just have so many ways that we could attack you. And we're just like, as a room, we're just like that Swiss Army knife. Okay, we got one player down. We can look at the tight ends and know that, like, we can trust them. You know, we need to put them in on the line. We need to put them in out wide in the backfield. Like, we could look to the tight end room because they have what we need if we need it. So it's a very special room. I'm absolutely, like, I feel like I couldn't have ended up in a better position starting out year 1 and 2, you know, having the supporting cast and people's like Rob and Sadie's and Jo, just having guys push me and how great they are and pushing me to be just as great. You know, I couldn't have asked for a better place to be.